Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're making falafel, the iconic Egyptian and Middle Eastern street food that has won hearts all over the world. Crispy on the outside, tender and flavorful on the inside. These amazing chickpea patties are absolutely perfect for stuffing into a warm pita, tossing in a fresh salad, or just dipping straight into some creamy tahini sauce. Seriously, you won't want to miss this. Stick around till the end, because I'm going to show you my secret for getting them perfectly golden and unbelievably delicious every single time. It's easier than you think, and the result is so much better than anything you can buy. Let's get cooking. Alright, let's go over our ingredients. For this classic falafel recipe, you'll need just a few simple things. First, the star of the show, 250 grams, or about 1 1/4 cups, of dried chickpeas. Remember, these need to be soaked overnight, so a little planning is key. Next, we have 1 medium onion, roughly chopped, and about 3 cloves of garlic. For that signature fresh herby flavor, you'll want 1 cup of fresh parsley and 1 cup of fresh cilantro. Our spices are simple but powerful. 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, and 1 teaspoon of salt to bring all those flavors together. Finally, our secret weapon for light and fluffy falafel is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And of course, you'll need some neutral oil for deep frying. That's it. Let's get started. The first and most important step is to soak your dried chickpeas. You absolutely cannot use canned chickpeas for this recipe. They're too soft and will turn your mixture into mush. Just place your dried chickpeas in a large bowl and cover them with plenty of cold water. They're going to expand quite a bit, so make sure you give them lots of room. Let them sit on your counter overnight, for at least 8 to 12 hours. This process softens them just enough, making them perfect for blending into a coarse, beautifully textured paste that will give our falafel that perfect bite. Once they've soaked, they'll be plump and ready for the next step. Once your chickpeas have finished soaking, make sure to drain them really well. We don't want any extra water in our mix. Now, grab your food processor. In go the drained chickpeas, the chopped onion, our garlic cloves, that big bunch of fresh parsley, and the fresh cilantro. Then, sprinkle in your ground cumin and ground coriander. Secure the lid and pulse it all together. What we're looking for here is a coarse texture, almost like wet sand. You want the mixture to hold together when you pinch it, but it shouldn't be a completely smooth puree. That little bit of texture is what makes homemade falafel so special and gives it that amazing interior. Now that we have our base mixture, it's time for the finishing touches. Transfer the chickpea and herb mixture to a large bowl. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt to enhance all those wonderful flavors, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. The baking powder is a key ingredient. It reacts with the hot oil and helps the falafel puff up slightly, making them lighter and more airy on the inside. Don't just dump them in and stir vigorously. Instead, use a spatula or a spoon to gently fold the salt and baking powder into the mixture until they just combined. This ensures we keep that great texture we worked so hard to create. Let the mixture rest for about 15 minutes to let the flavors meld together. Okay, our falafel mixture is ready, and it's time to shape our patties. This part is fun. I like to keep a little bowl of water nearby to wet my hands, which prevents the mixture from sticking. Take a small amount of the mixture, about a tablespoon or so, and roll it between your palms to form a ball roughly the size of a walnut. You can also flatten it slightly to create a little patty or disc shape, which is also very traditional. The most important thing is to make them all a uniform size. This ensures they cook evenly and you get that perfect golden brown crust all around without the inside being undercooked. Line them up on a plate or a baking sheet as you go. Now for the best part. Frying. Heat. About 2 to 3 inches of a neutral oil, like canola or vegetable oil, in a deep pot or a Dutch oven over medium-high heat. You want the oil to be around 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a thermometer, you can test it by dropping a tiny piece of the mixture in. If it sizzles and floats to the top right away, you're good to go. Carefully lower the falafel balls into the hot oil using a slotted spoon. My biggest tip here is do not overcrowd the pan. Fry them in batches of 4 or 5 at a time. This keeps the oil temperature stable and ensures your falafel gets super crisp instead of soggy. Fry them for about 3 to 5 minutes, turning occasionally, until they are a deep golden brown and beautifully crispy on all sides. Once they're done, remove them with the slotted spoon and let them drain on a wire rack or a plate lined with paper towels. Just listen to that sizzle. And look at that. Beautiful, golden brown falafel, ready to be served. The presentation is half the fun. You can serve them simply on a platter as a fantastic appetizer or snack. I love to arrange them with some warm, fluffy pita bread, a generous bowl of creamy tahini sauce for dipping, and a bright, fresh side salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, and a little lemon juice. You can drizzle some of that tahini sauce right over the top and garnish with a little extra fresh parsley. The contrast of the crispy, hot falafel with the cool, creamy sauce and the fresh vegetables is just heavenly. This makes for a perfect vegetarian meal that's both satisfying and incredibly delicious. Alright, the moment of truth. I've got one right here, still warm. I'm going to dip it into this tahini sauce. Wow, the outside is so incredibly crispy. And when you bite into it, the inside is so tender, fluffy, and packed with all that fresh parsley, cilantro, and warm spices like cumin and coriander. It's fragrant, savory, and just so satisfying. This is a fantastic vegetarian option that's naturally high in protein and fiber, so it's not only delicious, but also really good for you. You can taste the freshness from the herbs, and it's a world away from the dry, dense falafel you sometimes find. This is the real deal. You have to try this. And there you have it, authentic Middle Eastern falafel that's crispy, flavorful, and surprisingly easy to make right in your own kitchen. I really hope you give this recipe a try. It's a game changer. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more delicious international dishes, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below letting me know how yours turned out. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss what we're recooking up next week. Thanks so much for watching. Now go and enjoy a taste of Egypt and the Middle East at home. See you next time.